off all these siege tanks now. Those drones really desperately trying to run for their lives. There's Wednesday Night
vVv gaming.
Yeah, and you know that's why this matchup is that's why it's so fun to watch, but so frustrating to watch. You know, it's one of those matchups where it's not like a TVZ or a PVZ or, you know, a TVP where, you know, matches, you know, they can go either one way or another. You know, this is a match, especially for players. You know, I talk to Zergs all the time, and, you know, most Zergs, you know, they'll say, you know, ZVZ isn't their most preferred matchup because, you know, again, yeah, like you said, you know, it's not so much that it's that coin flippy, but, you know, so much can go so wrong so fast. You know, there's no other matchup, in my opinion, that, you know, can change, you know, who's ahead so quickly. And, you know, again, like you said, you know, just taking my eyes off my Zerglings and losing to Baneling, you know, that's an instant, you know, that could lose you the game, or, you know, forgetting this or that. So, this is definitely going to be a match where I'm sure both players are, you know, they're up forward in their seats, and, you know, they're keeping their eyes on everything, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, just to do the introductions real quick here, we've got vVv DaiSuki spawning as the teal Zerg player in the western position, and we've got LgNgiX hoping to come back from a 3-0 deficit and do a reverse all-kill here, spawning as the green Zerg in the eastern position. We are on MLG's dual site, typically a map that non-Zerg players veto, but Zerg players love it. So a ZVZ here, and we do have a pretty early pool coming from DaiSuki, so we'll see whether he's able to do damage here, if Gix is able to defend it, and it looks like he's going for sort of the more traditional, actually it looks like he might be going for a 15 hatch, so this might just be a straight-up counter build by DaiSuki. We'll see whether he's able to execute it.
Yeah, I'm sure Gix, once he sees this pool, he'll decide to throw down his. That was a 10 pool for DaiSuki. So Gix definitely does see it. He knows it's almost done, so I'm sure that, there we go, the pool is immediately being thrown down here. Gix did have a drone on its way to the natural, but he pulled it off real quick to go back. Smart move by Gix. And yeah, like you said, you know, Zergs do love this map because, I mean, just look at it. It's so wide open. There's not that many chokes. I mean, you could just see all these ramps near the middle of the, you know, near the watchtowers. It's just such a wide open, you know, nice for flanks, you know, good routes for mutas. And so Zerg's definitely like this. I mean, do have the first 6 lings flying, walking right under the overlord of Gix, so Gix does know they're on his way. I think he will be okay. His pool is just about to finish here, but definitely some early pressure coming from DaiSuki.
Yeah, DaiSuki actually going for a gas follow-up, and he's going for a queen as well, so it's not really all in. Looks like he's going to be doing a mineral trick here to try to get out an extra. I'm not quite sure what he went for, but the lings making their way into the main of Gix, and this is just going to delay mining time, and that's going to be pretty big. It's going to force Gix to make a lot of lings on his own, and then also delaying the mining, really going to help the economy sort of recover for DaiSuki after that early pool.
Yeah, absolutely, and good micro by Gix, actually only losing, I think it was 2 drones maybe. Wasn't really sure. No drones at all, actually. Wow, so very nice micro by Gix, keeping them all bunched up and keeping them all down in the mineral patch. So Gix coming out as good as he probably would have wanted to in that exchange. We do have his hatchery is going down. DaiSuki actually putting down a spine crawler, so might be expecting maybe some sort of, you know, all-in counter pressure, but it's not going to come here. But DaiSuki is able to get into Gix's base, see his gas, and try to keep those lings alive as long as possible to see if any additional structures are going to be thrown down.
Yeah, he wants to see whether Baneling Nest is going to go down. A lot of times, if you go for a later pool, you have the economy to get up, you know, Banelings and really support a counterattack. I'm actually interested to see whether DaiSuki allows the spine crawler to finish. He saw both the expansion and the lack of, you know, additional building, be it Roach Warren or Baneling Nest, and you know, he is going to allow the spine crawler to finish. So that's going to be a drone and then more minerals that he's sort of losing there. When I imagine no aggression will be coming from Gix, we do finally have a Baneling Nest going down for Gix. It's going to be a little bit later than DaiSuki's, but yeah, Gix looking pretty good at this point.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. You know, letting that spine crawler finish kind of odd, especially since DaiSuki did have an overlord that was right over the hatchery of Gix, so he did see that, but he did let it finish. You know, not that big of a deal. He does have defense now in case anything odd does happen, but again, you know, Gix not going to be putting on any pressure really right now. DaiSuki was able to take out one of Gix's overlords with his queen, and that did prompt DaiSuki to move his own overlord away. from the natural, but actually it looks like he might lose one outside the main here, so an overlord for an overlord, not that bad, but actually GiX, Relentless, really wants to take that down, but right now both players just kind of setting up defensive banelings in place for DaiSuki. We do have a lot of wings, just pure wings in production right now for GiX.
Yeah, and we've got banelings on the way for DaiSuki, so GiX is going to come in here. He's going to see the banelings are finished, and we'll see what sort of trades happen here. GiX sort of doing the dance where you want to trade one baneling for one ling, and a nice run by here by GiX. He's going to do a little bit of damage on the economy or DaiSuki. We see a baneling attack or exploding there, not doing too much damage. GiX, wow, finally takes down all those lings by GiX, and DaiSuki doesn't take too much damage there. We'll see what the follow-up is here for both players.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. It takes one good baneling hit, and that one baneling took out about 7 lings. So really, really nicely done. Really fun game right now. GiX just dancing around with these lings, which is what he needs to do. Just trying to delay mining or pick up any stray drones right now. But this game is actually surprisingly even. Both players sitting about the same supply, sitting at about the exact same harvester. GiX is up 2 right now, but this Spycrawler actually proving to be pretty nice right now. Kind of a little deterrent as GiX tries to run up into the main, but pulls away right now. Both players just macroing up. We do have the second and third gas being thrown down by DaiSuki. GiX still only on that one gas, and nothing else really telling. But actually, we do have 2. We actually have a Spinecrawler, an Evolution Chamber, and a Roach Warden being thrown down. And this is a nice little wall by GiX too. This really forces DaiSuki to, have to go around everything instead of trying to go right into the main. So nice building placement by GiX.
GiX had about 350 gas before he went for that lair tech, so pretty delayed there before he sort of chose a tech path. I'm not sure whether he got a ling into the main or natural of DaiSuki, whether he wanted to get some scouting. It looks like wow, DaiSuki doesn't even have speed on his lings yet, so GiX sort of harassing at the front door, trying not to lose any lings to banelings, and he will get a run by here, so he sees the lair is on the way for his opponent. He knows that he's a little bit behind lair tech, but he's got a decent amount of banked gas, and now going for his his second and third gas at his natural.
Yeah, and DaiSuki did send his overlord that was near GiX's natural in, and he was able to see the Roach Warden, he was able to see the Evolution Chamber, but DaiSuki actually does not have knowledge about the lair. I think he can assume that it has at least been started, but actually an infestation pick going up, and GiX, interestingly enough, has not taken the second gas in his main, has taken the 2 at his natural, but now, okay, there he goes, taking his 4th gas, as he will need that for infestor production, but again, GiX not really spreading creep, not that big of a deal in ZVZ, of course, because both players benefit regardless of whose creep it is. But you usually see at least a tumor or 2 to connect the bases and maybe start getting creep, because creep is also vision, which actually we never hurts. And we do actually have an overseer coming in, so GiX will know exactly what's going on in DaiSuki's camp.
So I really like the timing here for GiX. He went out with the infestation pit first. He's going to be able to get pathogen glands pretty quickly here as soon as he hits 150 gas. And like you said, he has been getting his gas up and running. And then he's going to be able to get out a few infestors, and he may actually be able to get out Hydras by the time a decent amount of mutas hit the field here. So he's going to have enough energy to get a sick fungal or 2 on those mutas, and as long as he's just got a few Hydras, he could shut down DaiSuki's muta pressure. But DaiSuki is going to have an opportunity here to maybe delay the 3rd or force a cancel here on the 3rd for GiX. Both players going for their 3rd at this point, trying to be safe. We've got both infestors and mutas coming out. We have yet to see a Hydralus den though for GiX, so I'm not sure what he's going to take these mutas out with besides just these infestors.
Yeah, and actually forces a cancel on GiX's 3rd. He might have been able to say that, but he didn't want to take any chances, so a nice little small victory for DaiSuki. He also, being smart with his defenses at his 3rd, you see 2 banelings there and just a handful of lings. Just nice defense for ling run-bys. DaiSuki did get speed finish, so he's ready to go. And here comes his Mutalisk. His first Mutalisk coming in, might actually be able to take out this queen. And here comes the first infestor coming in. Oh, a nice fungal, is able to get 5 Mutalisks, and not only is that good defense, but DaiSuki also knows that infestors are definitely an option, but right now we do have one more infestor coming in, might be able to get a punctual, and actually a second cancel on the third, so this is really, really good for DaiSuki. He's able to delay this third by, you know, minutes.
Yeah, basically a full hatchery. It got to about half each time, so basically it's going to take 200 game seconds to build this hatchery when it should have taken 100. DaiSuki has his own third up, and he's actually, wow, got a big drone lead, 68 to 59, and I think at this point GiX can't really push across the field quite yet. He is trying to establish that third, so DaiSuki going to have a few minutes here, actually going for a fourth, where he's going to be pretty safe. He's going to keep GiX in his base with muta pressure here, and it looks like he's going to be doing a roach swap, so he's going for 1-1, and he's got roaches coming out, so I feel like DaiSuki in a pretty good position.
Yeah, DaiSuki coming into the main here, does see the Spore Crawler, kind of backs off a little bit. Smart play, wants to just pick off what he can. Oh, a nice fungal, only catching about 4, but any victory right now is a good one for GiX, as he is so far behind with a third. Actually, another fungal, so he is able to take out all 4 of those mutalisks. We still have enough left for DaiSuki to be a threat, but like you said, DaiSuki's taking his fourth. There is no gold on this map for people who may not know. The gold has been taken out, so that is just a normal one. And so now GiX's hatchery finally is done. He can finally start getting out his macro, but again, you know, 10 drones just came out for DaiSuki.
In the last 2 minutes, DaiSuki's added about 40 food, GiX has added just about 20, and it just shot up, but before that he'd been down basically in the last 2 minutes about 20, 25 food. So DaiSuki definitely had a really nice timing there where his economy sort of kicked in. His fourth is done now as well. He still has firm map control with these mutas. I mean, GiX has to stay home. He can't lose queens. He can't lose overlords or drones to these mutas. So he's just waiting, finally doing a little bit of a drone pump. And I don't think he's going to be pushing out anytime soon. It's 76 to 65. And DaiSuki is actually in the upgrade lead as well. It's 1-1. He's starting 2-1. So I think DaiSuki in a great position. He's going to want to try to hit at some point here once he does get close to max, and he's almost there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next minute or two.
Yeah, DaiSuki was able to get a cancel on GiX's fourth, but GiX actually moving in here, going down to the third. He does have his infestors down there. The mutalisks are nowhere near. Some nice fungal growths going off, but again, the upgrade advantage is in favor of DaiSuki, but those fungal growths are really, really helping, and here come a whole bunch of infested Terrans. And this is a really, really close battle. These infested Terrans, I think, though, might be able to just sway this battle. And, oh, my God, GiX is actually coming in here. Might be able to take this third down. I don't think, no, he does not know about the fourth. But he is pushing really hard here. These infested Terrans really helped GiX secure this battle.
Definitely. GiX in the advantage, 157 to 138. I think that DaiSuki did a nice job sending a few mutas after these low infestors, was actually able to take a few out. So GiX not going to be as strong without that many infestors, just has 3 right now. In a few minutes he won't be as strong, but he was able to take down that base. I don't think that DaiSuki lost too much in the way of workers. Only 9 workers killed by GiX, so DaiSuki's still just a little bit down in workers now, 74 to 68, but that was definitely a great attack by GiX, exactly what he needed to sort of get back in this one.
Yeah, you know, that one as well as GiX could have hoped for. He is getting his fourth. He's now even on bases. He's now even on workers. His supply is now even ahead. But again, DaiSuki does have a +1 armor. And actually, GiX coming in here down to the fourth. He is kind of pincered in here, not really going to be able to do much. But the infestor's coming. Good fungal growth on the bait. And he is going to take out the main army over there. And GiX actually pushing down. He's going to take out the fourth. And wow, there's the GG.
Those fungals made the biggest difference in not only the attack of the third, but that attack as well. You sort of pin a portion of those roaches, and then you kite back and force the other roaches to give chase, and pretty soon you're just picking off small groups of roaches. A ton of damage done by those fungals, and GiX did a nice job there. He was able to survive the mutas, not a lot of damage done. He was able to survive having to cancel his third twice, and then he just pushed out and was able to take down DaiSuki. And I wonder if DaiSuki going for that really fast fourth, if that might have cost him, if he was able to get up onto that faster third and just macro up, have maybe a superior roach count when GiX did try to attack that third, might have been able to survive that one, but spread himself a little bit thin, droning up and going for that fourth, and GiX hit a pretty nice timing.